On immigration and the painful choice that some migrant parents are being forced to make here in this country. Families that cross the U.S. border seeking asylum may be detained in family detention centers for many months. That means children are locked up with their parents and other families, a situation that experts say is particularly dangerous during a pandemic. An alternative is family separation. But immigration advocates say the government doesn't need to do this. ABC's Victor Oquendo has this report.
When the Trump administration implemented mass family separation of migrants in 2018,
I have put in place a zero-tolerance policy for illegal entry on our southwest border. If you cross the border unlawfully, then we will prosecute you. If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you. And that child may be separated from you.
It shocked and infuriated so many around the world. We remember the heartbreaking scenes, children in cages, families ripped apart so that authorities could lock up the adults. The policy was eventually revoked, and now 2 years later, amidst the global pandemic, some migrant parents have to make the uncomfortable choice to either stay locked up in a family detention center with their children while they await asylum hearings, or release their children to sponsors while they remain in detention.
Every single family who was asked this question by the ICE officers said that they absolutely did not want to be separated from their children.
Andrea Meza is a lawyer for Raíces, a nonprofit providing legal services for immigrants. She says the whole family should be released, not just the children, especially during a pandemic.
They were very scared, and they knew that we were trying to get them out of detention because of the grave risk that they and their children were in being in detention during a global pandemic. For them to be brought into these meetings with ICE officers and just told point blank, do you want to stay in here indefinitely with your children? That was just a huge shock, an insult and a shock, and brought such fear to these families.
We spoke with a man who doesn't want to be named for fear of retribution. He's being held in the Carnes Family Detention Center in Texas with his 5-year-old son. They made the journey from Honduras. He says his life was threatened. 4 months later, he still awaits asylum hearings. Have you and your son been separated at any point? Did they offer you some kind of long-term separation? ¿Han sido separados usted y su hijo? ¿Les ofrecieron separarlos a largo plazo?
Sí, hace como unas 2 semanas los de ICE querían que firmara un papel para que nosotros separáramos de nuestros hijos, pero eso no lo aceptamos nosotros, pues.
Can you explain what that was like?
Nos dijeron que firmáramos un papel dando autorización a nosotros para que nuestro hijo se quedara con el que los iba a recibir y nosotros aquí encerrados, pero no pudimos aceptar separados de nuestros hijos.
Detention is having a profound impact on his son, he says.
Baja triste y a veces no quiere comer, se le va el apetito y me pregunta que por qué estamos detenidos, qué delitos hemos cometido, pero pues no tengo nada mucho que preguntarle. Yo solamente le digo que esto es así, pues, y que algún día vamos a salir de aquí.
He tells us the pandemic has not made things easier. According to organizations that advocate for asylum seekers, immigrants coming to the U.S. were told that their children could be released to help prevent the spread of COVID-19, but that the parents could not be released with their children. In Carnes detention facility, TVs were turned off so that asylum seekers weren't up to date with news pertaining to COVID-19, and some parents were asked by ICE if they considered giving up their kids for adoption or foster care. In a statement to ABC News, ICE said it's not forcing families to separate and the procedures have not changed during the pandemic.
ICE's decision to dig their heels in and pretend that this is business as usual is so dangerous right now because of the fact that we're in a global pandemic. COVID numbers are going up right now. They're going up in Texas. It's a ticking time bomb.
Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.